Hey everybody, it's Nick Olson from Chupacabra Offroad. We're back here at a place that I've been many times. It's Geyser Loop. It's near Lake Pleasant here in the northwest corner of the Phoenix, Arizona Valley. And we're gonna be doing a 500-mile review, just now that we've had some miles in the X3, taking it to Sand Hollow, taking it to Glamis, ridden around out here, and this will be kind of my final spot just because this place is really rough. We've tested here in the race car a fair bit, and this will kind of highlight the things that you might not like about a vehicle when you're trying to go fast around this rugged and brutal loop here. So we're gonna hop in the car, spin a few laps, and then kind of give you my overall thoughts of what I think about the first 500 miles of owning an X3.
All right, you got a copy? Got a copy?
So just put some miles on this thing here at Geyser Loop. Great place to come back to for me. It's so rough out here, you can really feel a lot about what the car is doing. There's small bumps, medium bumps, huge bumps, G-outs. Every time there's a storm here, it seems like the G-outs get bigger and nastier. And like I said, I've been here a bunch of times in my race car, and once you go down the rabbit hole of racing and driving a higher performance race car, you really kind of know how it could feel or how it should feel when things are dialed. But that being said, playing around with the Can-Am here, you know, I was paying closer attention to the miles per hour. I was going through some of these sections, a couple spots going through some bigger G-outs and drop-offs at 60, 62 miles an hour is about as fast as I hit today. That's about as safe as I felt in terms of, you know, stock cage still, not having more safety equipment on, as well as, you know, this car, how it feels, and not really wanting to beat the hell out of it just because we're out here. But for a production vehicle, I mean, you guys, if you're interested in all the changes and updates and upgrades we've done to this vehicle, there is another video. We'll link it below in the description, but I am very impressed. I mean, first off, talking about my favorite subject, which is the suspension. It felt great. We didn't bottom out at all. It does feel like the back end seems to come up or kick a little more or feel less settled than it should. I've only kept this stock, talked to my suspension tuner about the ride height, and then from there I played with the crossover rings as well as the compression settings and the rebound settings. So the front end felt good to me. I think with the rear end, maybe the crossover rings could come up a little bit and allow the back end to settle more and maybe go in a little bit deeper into the stroke. We were shooting over here at a turn. I'm excited to see the footage, you know, but you know, there's some big holes and almost any vehicle is going to kick out of them. So I might be, you know, speaking a little too far out of line, but I think there's some further improvements we can make, and we are going to go with a new spring kit and then get these things resprung and revalved. But for complete stock, I'm very impressed. Can-Am, I mean, 2 thumbs up with the suspension of this thing. It's really impressive. I know the valving has changed year to year. 2021 XRC, I'm overly impressed for a stock car. It's hard to ask for a whole lot more. It really is. Combine that with, of course, the wheelbase, these tires, which I know, trust, and love. A little bit taller 33-inch tire. It just is a great feeling machine. I was very excited when I got to drive this thing in Sand Hollow, and just as excited out here. The more time I spend in this car, the more I tend to like it. As a platform, it is more exciting and more fun than a lot of the Razors I've owned, just because the suspension, you know, is more plush. Like I said, it's a very alive feeling. You feel everything. And as I kind of get tuned, I think it's going to gel even more. But just for every day, taking it to all different types of places, it's an awesome machine. So 500-mile review, suspension, 2 thumbs up. Hard to be much happier until we start going on that rabbit hole of like the fine tuning with some experts. So power, I really enjoy it. Power's smooth, linear. It's really weird coming from Polaris. When you first get in this thing, it just seems like it doesn't shift out. It whines. It's a higher pitch. It's a louder. It kind of matches the characteristic of this car. Is like the harder you push it, the more it really excels. But I do think it's noisier in general. That's one thing I don't like as much compared to Polaris. But you know, there's also performance trade-off where the power hits hard. I think, you know, this has that low speed torque, just seat of the pants feel as good as any side-by-side on the market right now. So it'd be nice to actually drive with the 2022 with the new P-Drive clutch. Maybe we'll buy it and install it and see how it works. Heard good things about the P-Drive. Heard it's a little bit more quiet. I can hear the clutch noise more than I ever could on my other Polaris machines too. So just some little things, you know, we're running a louder exhaust, of course, for our B2G rear storage setup. Stock seats I think are great. The more time I spend on them, the more I really want to get upgraded seats. But they're good stock. You know, I could do a long all-day trip in them. They're cool. You know, for I think again they're not as comfortable as an aftermarket seat, but they're good. Overall seating position, now that I've gotten used to it, I have the seat bumped up, like I mentioned in a previous video, where the front end is down and allows me a little bit more of that Polaris feel. It's something that I don't have to worry about. I mean, I'm on the taller side, so I can still see out of the car pretty good, and I adapted to that more quickly than I thought I would, coming from a long time Polaris owner and driver. So like I said, we got a lot of things beefed up. We're going to beef up the rear end a little bit more. We have a new pull plate. We're going to probably do some new radius rods, then we're going to get into custom cage in terms of future upgrades. We're revising the B2G rear end, which is not going to change the performance much, but just revise the fit and finish of that, and it's going to be a little bit lighter. So just some final tweaks from here, just really getting it set up for long rides, trips. Might do some aftermarket seats, but I'm really excited. So I think longtime Polaris owner, Can-Am is an awesome machine. This 2C car, I love the wheelbase. I love the experience of riding in it, driving it, and I'm happy. So hope you guys like the X3 content. Comment below if you're a RZR guy like me and you jump ship, what you think. Any other questions about it, you want to talk about some more specific suspension tuning I've done so far, leave a comment below and we'll chat some more. But as always guys, thanks for watching. If you want to support the channel, you want to support our brand, check out our products, ChupacabraOffroad.com. We got accessories for these, as you can see, RZRs, Honda, all that stuff. So check us out. We'll see you on the next one.